know if Tim realizes this, but we've got a lot in common. He grew up as a swimmer on the islands, kind of like he said. He was a tremendous swimmer. I, too, am a pretty good swimmer. He was also graduated Wake Forest. I also graduated Wake Forest. He was on a Wheaties box. I, too, was on a Wheaties box. He went to the Olympic Games. I, too, went to the Olympic Games. He batted up and married a beautiful girl, blonde woman. I, too, married a beautiful blonde woman. I mean, we got a lot in common. You know, obviously I'm not here tonight for my established cross-country and track career. I am here tonight because I'm a pretty decent triathlete. You know, I started swimming at the age of 6, started doing triathlons at the age of 10. And, you know, I was looking at schools. I wasn't a very good runner, so I'm looking at schools at where I want to go. And I'm thinking, you know, Wake Forest could be a good school, and along with a list of others. But I'm submitting my times. I'm getting media guides back, and, you know, my running times really weren't that good. So one day I'm coming home. My dad's got this big grin on his face. He's like, man, Hunter, you got some mail today. You got some mail. I'm like, okay, that's mail. All right. So I'm getting the mail, whatever, and I get the media guide back from Wake Forest University. They sent me the women's media guide. They thought Hunter Kemper was one of the best cross-country track runners in the country. Quite humbling on 110 University as a male track runner. It's not really the highlight of their day. My dad thought it was hilarious. Thanks, props for that. Appreciate it. I had to make a humbling phone call to the men's track coach and say, you know what? I'm not a girl, I'm a guy. And I assume I'm not going to get scholarship today. Or for my 4 years of Wake. I'm going to walk on. Is that right? That's right. Yes. You will walk on. Can I walk on? Yes, sir, you can. Okay. That'll be good. I look forward to that. I'll see you there in the fall. I did. You know, I walked on this university, and I loved every minute that I was here. You know, it was a great place for me to be. I had a great time, and you know, at the end of my career, I went from a pretty decent or average runner, girl runner, I guess you could say, to a guy that made all conference in the 10,000 meters his senior year, and that really was a big accomplishment for me where I came from. And while I was in school, my freshman year, they announced that triathlon was going to be the Olympic Games, and I was like, wow, that's what I want to do. That's where my passion lies. That's really what I want to be doing. And so I was looking forward to that Olympics. It was going to be in Sydney in 2000 Games, and I was excited about that. And so I graduated in 98, signed my couple $1,000 deal, and I went on, and I finished 17th at the Olympic Games in Sydney. I was excited. I thought it was a South American finish, so I was, you know, the big fish in the small pond. I was best in the country, but not really best in the world. And, you know, I went on from there. I wanted to try to keep on going along. I was 24 years old. I was excited. I went on to the Athens Games. I ended up finishing, in 2004, I ended up finishing 9th place. Again, this one was not quite as happy. I was South American again, but I was quite disappointed because I was 5th in the world going in, and I'm thinking, I'm going to get it done today. This is going to happen. You know, I'm going to wake up and be pumped about it. And so the race didn't go as I planned. You know, I planned on grabbing that American flag, kind of wrapping it around you and just waiting to my crew. I have a whole family there, and it didn't really go down like that. I finished 9th. I was disappointed, but I went on and I tried to really go after my goals. It really kind of changed my whole perspective about the sport of triathlon. What could I do to improve upon, you know, where can I go? How can I get better? And so in 2005, 2006, I was ranked #1 in the world, and, you know, I really improved a lot, and it was great to get that feeling of being #1 in the world, but at the end of 2006, a couple things happened in my career that kind of changed my whole outlook about the sport of triathlon and just life in general. One thing was the birth of my son, who I love and adore dearly. He was born, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this date, but he was born January 3rd, 2007. That date, if you guys, we all should be aware of what happened that day. And in my household, I call it the day of mourning after the yellow bowl. The night before, this is how it goes down. The night before, I got my Wake Forest football t-shirt on. I got my Tim Duncan basketball shorts on. Honest, I'm not making this up. I'm 21. I got my slippers on, the Wake Forest slippers. Anybody have those Wake Forest slippers in the store? I got them. We got them in the back. All right, I got those on. So we're there. I'm watching the game. We're going against Louisville, and it's, you know, we're in the Orange Bowl. So again, I'm pumped, like on Andrade and Curtis Raines. I'm excited. I'm in Colorado Springs, whatever. My girl is 5 days overdue with our first child, and we get through the game, and whatever. I'm disappointed. Needless to say, I'm very disappointed. I'm kind of throwing things around the house. things aren't going well. You know, it's not a good night. My girl's pretty far along. She's pretty pregnant. So the goal is to get induced the next day, but we're on a different plan. You know, God's telling us it's not going to happen this way. And so all of a sudden, she's like, we got to go to the hospital. I'm like, really, I'm disappointed right now. It's 11:30 at night, almost midnight. I mean, it's not how I envisioned it. I was hoping to get a good night's sleep and just roll into the hospital, maybe get induced, and there's our baby boy. It didn't happen that way. So she's like, literally, let's get going, let's get to the hospital quick. So all the Lamaze training helped me out for that Orange Bowl loss, but also to help my girl out to get through the birth of our first son. That was a change for me. It was a change in my life, and also I've dealt with a lot of injuries as well. I've suffered through a lot of injuries, but it's gave me a newfound perspective about the sport of triathlon. And when I went to the Back Olympic Games in 2008, I was like, you know what? I was happy to be there. I'd gone through so much turmoil in the past year and a half due to injury, and so I was just happy to be there. And I had this new appreciation. So I'm walking in, going into the village with some of Tim Duncan's buddies. You know, I'm hanging out. I'm a big NBA fan. I don't know if you can tell. Spurs fan. And so I'm going into the village, I'm talking to Kobe Bryant, everyone's chanting his name, Kobe, and I'm living the dream. I got it all on video, I'm talking to CP3, Chris Paul, I'm like, I'm a Wake Forest guy. He's like, all right, yeah. I'm like, 98th grad, okay, take a picture. Yeah, take a picture. So it was cool, I was having a good time, you know, just enjoying the whole Olympic experience. You know, I didn't come home with the gold medal, and that was all right for me. You know, I ended up finishing 7th, I was top American again, but for me, that was an accomplishment in itself, just to get there. And you think 7th place, I mean, I was 9th in Athens, disappointed in 7th, you think I'd be disappointed again, but the road to get there was such different, and my perspective changed entirely. You know, I like to close and just thank those that are truly closest to me. I'd like to thank my family and friends that have all come here from such far away. I really appreciate you guys being here. It means the world to me to celebrate such a great honor, and you guys can be a part of it. Thank you so much. To my parents, to my mom, who I love dearly, who took me to those early morning swim practices when I really didn't want to go, and who made me into the man I am today. You know, proud to be called a mama's boy. I love her dearly, and thank you so much, Mom, for being here. And to my dad, who, you know, pretty much bankrolled me through 4 years of Wake Forest. Pops, I appreciate it. Thanks to deep pockets. Thanks to the no debt come out of this great university. But truly, thanks for being a man that I look up to and I really aspire to be. You know, you've taught me a lot, so thank you so much. And lastly, I want to thank my wife. You know, she means the world to me, but I don't know if I want to brag about it a little bit, like at the podium, I feel like I can. She is a two-time All-American from Michigan State University. She was an Olympic alternate in the sport of volleyball in 2000. And I must admit, she is a Michigan State Hall of Famer. She got inducted last year. She graduated Michigan State in 1997. So I only say that to bring it up to kind of brag about her, but also to say that when I got the phone call to say, hey, babe, I'm in the Hall of Fame, she did one of these. She gave me the whole pound it, blew it up, and then she said, welcome to the club. In our household, it's Michigan State, Big Ten, ACC, got this rivalry going on. I think Wake Forest is doing pretty well in football right now. But, so, I think we decided that, you know, we're deciding that our boy is going to go to Michigan State. And I know, and from this crowd, it's hard to say that. He's got all Michigan State gear on it, whatever. And I'm okay with that. I think it's appropriate that he does go to Michigan State. That's if he can't get to Wake Forest. Lastly, you know, I got to give strength. My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ has given me the ability to be here tonight, to swim, bike, and run to the level that I can. And He has been the strength, the wind beneath my wings in so many ways. And so I like to conclude by just giving Him all the honor and glory, and just to let you know that go Deeks, represent tomorrow, beat Navy, and thanks tonight. Appreciate it.